Everyone see it? Thumbs up. Can see the screen? Yeah, good. Okay, perfect. So yeah, so thank you for joining me here today, you guys. This is from Las Vegas, the 2023 kitchen and bath trends that I saw, that I noted. There's going to be some really pretty stuff, some really innovative ideas, and honestly, some dumb ideas. So just remember that just because sometimes something is new and interesting doesn't mean it's good. Okay, so, and you guys can share what your thoughts are on some of these, but obviously I want to share mainly the pretty with you. All right, so just some housekeeping. If you could please keep yourself on mute throughout the presentation. You're welcome to keep your cameras on or off. It's up to you. If you have a question, you can either use the raise hand button, and we will try to get to your questions at the end, but you can also post something in the chat there, and Karen will be moderating that for me, and we'll probably keep questions till the end. It is being recorded. It may not be available for replay. I think we're going to replay this. I think it'll be good. I can replay this. Most people usually ask that. So, but you have to be connected with me in order for the replay to happen. I'm going to share with you how to do that. In case anyone isn't familiar with me, hello, I am Claire Jefford, coming to you from gloomy Burlington, Ontario, Canada, award-winning interior decorating firm. Sorry, Karen, can you see if you can turn someone? Can you guys all mute yourselves? Please, thank you. I've been running an award-winning interior decorating firm since 2011. We are the highest reviewed design professional in the Greater Toronto area. Very proud of that. I've been doing business coaching because I love the business side of interior design so much. I've been doing that since 2016. And that's where at places like Las Vegas, I was speaking. 2 different events there. So I'm also a brand ambassador for different brands that I work with regularly across North America. And for DIYers, if anyone's interested and want to stay connected with me, you can check out my perfectcolorpalettes.com. You can spell color with an O or a U. And like I've got both domains there.
Hold grudges and stuff like that.
Okay, and we also, okay, he's talking. I lead a private free Facebook group. So if you're a designer or a decorator or a stager and you're not familiar with this, interior design business strategies, please search that in Facebook or message us later if you want the link. And we would love to see you there. And I'm the founder of Interior Design Boss Academy. So this is my new signature course that's come out. We're right now into the 2nd session, and it comes out January, May, and in September. And it's about building a solid foundation for your interior design business. Because if you don't have that, you're not going to get good clients, you're not going to be profitable, and you're going to be spinning your wheels and probably getting a little resentful. And we don't want that, because that's not why we started a design business and to work for ourselves. So if you want to connect with me on Instagram, then you can scan that code right there. And we also have this color quiz that you can take. So if you go to clairejefford.com, once you go to leave and hit the X button, something's going to pop up saying, take the color quiz. You can find out if you're farmhouse, mid-century, modern, boho, casual, or coastal, and it will give you color palettes for all of those. And lastly here, behind the curtain, this is for designers only, but hey, if you're not a designer, feel free, you can scan this as well, to get behind the curtain of some of the things that I share that not most people don't share in design. And that's, pricing of projects and, how we, just some sort of behind the scenes, and my boss members get an after dark, which we go into a little more nitty gritty and profit margins and stuff like that. So anyway, so make sure you do that to stay in touch with me here, and that will also get you the replay. We'll have to work on that, or just email us, because the replay, you guys are going to get some emails if you sign up to that first, and you won't get this. So just keep an eye out, or just feel free to message us for the replay if you need to leave. And I'm hoping this will be about 45 minutes, so I'm going to get on with it here now. 3 things that I'm sharing today from the Kitchen and Bath Industry Show in Las Vegas 2023, the best bathroom finds, top trends in kitchen design, and color collection. So we've put together colors that we have that we found at KBIS. I'm going to show you how we did that as well. So it's pretty interesting. I started with the one that I did just in the new year, but so I just want to let you know this, trends are subjective, depending on your location, your product availability, and its status and style of where you live. Who dictates the trends? Magazines, influencers, designers, and homeowners, obviously, because homeowners are the ones purchasing the items. So, there may be things here that you're like, well, why is that a trend? And you didn't mention 3 other trends. Well, I didn't get to the whole show. As I said, it's a pretty huge show. Highly recommended for designers if you have not been before. It's fabulous. A little overwhelming, but you'll make it through, and it's a lot of fun. Great networking as well. So the bathroom trends in Las Vegas that I saw. Interesting here we have on the left was the new American home, which the all new American home, which every year for KBIS, they do one of these homes, and a lot of the different brands have their product in the homes to showcase them. And so what I noticed, the one on the right is from the actual show, but you can see here we've got floating cabinetry. So floating cabinetry is still something a lot of people like, and gives you a really cool look, but also with the offset sink that you can see here in both of these, and both in different shapes, very sort of different. So both not pedestal, oh my god, now the name escapes me, these type of sinks that sit on top. Someone help me out here. It's not pedestal sink, is it? It's killing me, I can't think about it. So yeah, so you've got the different, what's that?
Vessel.
Thank you, vessel sink. Thank you. Yes, and we have done these before too. And I would just say for someone who's shorter like me, you just have to make sure that it works in terms of the dimensions of your cabinetry size, where the sink is. And some of the sinks that we've done before, we did bowls in the very first kitchen I ever did that were quite big, deep bowls. So again, you've got to take into account the people that are using those. But yeah, so these are offset floating shelves and floating vanities and different style of sinks. So again, and some of these just remember, they look good, but I mean, for this sink here specifically, like we have a sink similar to that downstairs, like it's not nearly as lovely in our basement bathroom, but it's integrated into the vanity, and you get a lot of splashback on these, right? So they look beautiful, good for maybe like a spare bathroom, maybe not your main bathroom. And this one here, obviously you're not going to be able to fill the sink up to shave on this one, because where you see that countertop is where that ends, I believe. So it's not like any deeper. So not for shaving, for men shaving, not for a lot of hand wash, face washing and splashing. It will get everywhere, but a beautiful look for a powder room for sure. All right, so there's a close-up of the sink that we saw in the first one on the left, and then statement sinks. Like, I think these are gorgeous. This is from Kohler, and I just love the gold, and then the gold is repeated in the faucet that you see here. So this I love, again, for like a powder room, a really nice statement. We do a lot of wallpaper in powder rooms, fun wallpaper. You could do big artwork in powder rooms, like have fun in these powder rooms. And this could be definitely a place where you would add this type of a sink. I think it's gorgeous with the gold and the white. This here was also at the Kohler booth. The Kohler booth is undoubtedly one of the most striking booths that they have in KBIS. And it's just massive. And you're going to see some fun stuff that they have, Instagrammable moments that they shared there. But here is this is all the Anne Sachs tile, which is gorgeous. And I love the look. I love this. I'm going to just talk about this for a second. I love the cool tones with the browns, because I know now typically for designers, we've been seeing gray for over 10 years. So we're a little bit like gray is gone, like it's going, it's out, it's on its way up. But for a lot of homeowners, gray is still sort of like, you just sort of almost just warmed up to it in the last few years, right? Because it takes a little while. So what I love about this tile is when it mixes in the warm tones and the cool tones. So we've got a little bit of blue gray, we've got some marble, like almost like a Carrera marble that has the white with the blue veining, and then we've got these warm tones that look like striations of wood. And so so I love mixing in that sort of a tile to bring something up to date. The tiles look fabulous here. I mean, and so they're sort of like they're sort of stacked on top of one another. So probably not the easiest to clean, okay, but striking nonetheless. The other thing that we noticed a lot was lighting. We've seen mirrors with lighting like this for a long time, but also seeing a lot of lighting in cabinetry, in drawers lit up like this. And I just think it looks beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Again, you got to be aware that you want to dust that because that will show everything. But when you open the drawer, it illuminates everything within the drawer, which I think is great. All right, this is what I'm talking about. So they were, Kohler was showcasing these 6 toilets. You could not get a picture of these 6 toilets without anyone in the shot for the first 2 days. So we went back and there was literally nobody there. It was amazing. So, you know, so I mean, comment in the chat if you've ever had one of these colors of toilets, because we've had lavender. We just pulled lavender out of our bathroom probably about 4 years ago. But the avocado we see, and there was 2, they were asking you to vote on which 2 you want Kohler to bring back. And you can see they're all different styles as well, but I think people were mainly looking at the color. And this is where I might need to just, okay, yeah.
Perfect.
So this is a close-up. I didn't get a close-up of all of them for some reason, I'm not sure. And then you can see here that we actually color matched. I'm going to share with you what we color matched with at the show to sort of get like similar colors. That one's not dead on, but that one pretty much is. Okay, this is the video, so I have to make my screen smaller to show you guys the video. And what they had done that was very cool is like all of the florals there that you see, all of those floral colors match the toilets. Then they had sinks that also match the color of the toilets. You can see in behind the toilets themselves how they had these like almost painted type rainbows in behind them of each color of the toilet. So, you know, even if you don't love a lot of these, which by the way, the peach below there, that is actually one of the ones which was a winner for them to come back. And you can see that now. Everything else is pretty strong. All the other colors are, I think we all have sort of nightmare memories at some point of having this in a bathroom growing up, or a grandparents' bathroom, or ripping it out of our own. But very, very clever in terms of having people, you know, take pictures of your product, Instagram, put it on Instagram, hashtag it. You know, this is color really does evoke a lot of emotion in people. And so this is a great way to, you know, just to stir that up in the designers, and for the designers to share, for them then to get engagement on their Instagram. So that was that. This here is, then I've sliced these 3 pictures together. This was at the, I believe this was the GE booth. So they're actually showcasing the washer and the dryer. But I just want to share with you guys, like, I love this doggy shower. We have put a dog shower into just one client's home. I know their dogs get sprayed regularly because they live, you know, in an area that, you know, the skunks are around. So they do use the shower. And so, and this tile we're seeing coming back, like the square tiles are coming back. And if you can see, it has a little bit of a texture on it as well. So we did see quite a bit of those. We also, you can see, excuse me, the wall cabinetry, the cabinetry colors that they've used here. And so here's how you create flow. For anyone that's not a designer that's watching, in order to create flow, look at this wallpaper. This wallpaper, I would say, is undoubtedly the jumping off point for this display. And so what I mean by that is that if you look at the colors within the wallpaper, they've color matched for the cabinetry color above, which is a nice soft blue, almost like a light periwinkle. They've repeated in the clothing. You can see how they've strategically hung up the clothing there that have similar color tones. The bottom is pulling out that light pink that we also see in the shower. And the actual washer and dryer themselves are pulling out that dark purpley blue that you see. And even the dog bowls are a similar color tone. And I think all of the hardware is the same. It looks like it's a chrome or a brushed nickel. So keeping it all really streamlined. But anything that has color, this is what people are drawn to. And it's interesting, I find, because a lot of times, you know, we have the farmhouse style and California look that, you know, people like the white walls, you know, magazines, what we see all the time, but it's really color that gets people talking. And that's why I love when I have clients who are open to color. If you guys see my kitchen, it makes me smile every single day, being painted Kensington blue and Stratton Blue Island. It's bright, it's bold, it's colorful. And, you know, it's just, I don't know, so it makes me happy. So you have to do what makes you happy, but this is what at the showrooms, what gets people talking. This here, I want to share with you, this is LG. And this is to freshen up your shoes. So we have the LG Styler, which very lucky to get from LG and SKS, Signature Kitchen Suites. And so that's where you can put in clothes, you can put in blankets, you can put in kids stuffed animals, you can put in suits, uniforms, sweaters, all this stuff to freshen it up. It doesn't, like, if you have stains on them, it's not going to clean them, but it freshens them up. And that's also what they're doing here with these shoes. So I believe that it's just the unit there that's sold. I think the other ones are showing you, showcasing. But I didn't talk to a rep specifically about that, but that's from LG. All right, and in kitchen trends, it was, again, a lot about color with appliances, which I don't know, put in the chat. Would you say color, yes, or no color for an appliance? Would you commit yourself to a bold appliance color like this green here? And so this was in the cafe display. They also have one of the best booths. Always very striking, always very fun. You're going to see some of the colors here. This here, let's watch this video. So what I loved about this was the arched backsplash that you see that's over both of the stove as well as the faucet. Really like that because curves are coming back, right? I mean, we're seeing curved sofas, we're seeing curved archways in doorways, curves. So here's another way that you could use the curves and integrate them into a kitchen design. And also, as you can see, it's great color. We've got the wallpaper here. We've got the green cabinetry. So this is something that people really, it's just so exciting as opposed to a white kitchen. And I can appreciate if you don't want to commit to this, but so much more fun, and I think timeless as well. You don't know whether that kitchen was done now or in 1970 or in 10 years from now. But again, sorry, this one's cafe. So it's looking at that, and they integrated it with the white appliances, and the white appliances matches with the white countertop, as well as with the white and the peach vertical stacked. Isn't that sort of interesting? The subway tile, the clay looking subway tile up there. So I love the repeat of colors. I just thought it was fabulous. And so you can see it a little bit here on a larger scale. I don't know, I really like that. I think it's really fun. And the scale of the actual wallpaper is quite large. Like it's it's almost like an abstract. You can tell that it's plants, but you'll see in my kitchen design, which I think I shared coming up soon, we had a bit of a smaller scale of the wallpaper, and you could see the repeat, but you can't really see a repeat here, but I still think it looks stunning. It's not really something you need to necessarily see a repeat of because it's plants and florals. And then look at this color here. They've got peach, which I found was quite an interesting. There doesn't seem to be any peach in that wallpaper. Normally that's what I would go to do. I would color match and pull out a couple of colors from other elements, like a rug or a wallpaper or artwork, but it just works beautifully here. And, just a little style tip, see when they're styling shelves, they've repeated the green here. There's another bit of green here. There's green in glasses here, so a different texture. Then you've got gold here. These glasses got gold sparkles on them, and these are gold. So remember, when you're designing or decorating, you always want to be repeating certain elements in a space, and that's how you get flow, right? Don't just put one color in your kitchen and your stools are the only thing that are, I don't know, red, and nothing else is red. Something else has to be red, whether it's placemats or, a runner in front of your island or something to complement that. And so it helps to keep the eye moving. That's when you have good design, and bringing in different textures on these shelves as well. And books are always great, whether you stack them that way, whether we turn them around and we show, we don't show the bind of them. Often we would take off the actual covers when we're styling, because they look great just to get the color of the books. And then sometimes you can also stack them vertically as well. So just sharing in here. So this was definitely on trend, seeing wallpaper in the kitchens. And so my wallpaper, my kitchen, my wallpaper, and you can see again, so you see, just as an example, you see the blue and the peacock here, the purpley blue, that was repeated in the cabinetry color. We've got this color here in the leaf, the light green. You can see the toaster is repeated there. Even our Le Creuset butter dish is the darker green, which ties in with the green there. And then the walnut and the copper sink really pull out the nice tones in the branches of that. So this is not by accident, my friends. This was all very calculated. Wow. Who could live with this? I don't even think I could live with this, but it was a showstopper. So first of all, in case you're interested, that is Bentley by Cambria, the actual countertop. We use that in a client's front foyer. We may be using it in our kitchen in April. I'm not sure. It might be a little too strong, but we did put it in our 3D design. So that's a very striking countertop. And then you can see the waterfall edge across. This is in the cafe booth. So it's showcasing the appliances. The appliances you can see are like a graphite, like a dark gray. But just look at the colors here. I mean, the image on the left with in the artwork, in the black and white, that wallpaper behind it really has nothing to do with appliances, but they're just showing you an incredible setup and how they've repeated those colors throughout this display. So it really was quite striking. Like I said, I don't think even I could live this bold. I don't know. What about you? This year, I think this was also one of the profile GE. So they're showcasing appliances, but I'm honing in on the color. Love this. It was like, so now here's something a little different, which we have seen, but we don't really do it very often, which is stacking subway tile, the 3x6, but vertically. And then integrating different colors, which we have done behind a bar before with a 4x11 subway tile, a very funky bar. But I just love this. I love the pastel. Again, it's repeated. So you can see that they've repeated the pinks. They've repeated some of the blues, that you see. And even and here's more wallpaper in the kitchen just above the backsplash. So I love that. I think that's really fun. And then you can see the peach cabinetry, which again is one of the colors that they've pulled out of the actual subway tile. Okay, I got to make this one small because this is going a bit funny. Okay, this is in Monogram, which Monogram has had one of definitely the most interesting booths for sure. And Richard, I know I'm going to butcher his last name, but Anaskevich, I've met him before. Richard is lovely. He was the designer of this entire display, and he did not let one thing go. I mean, it was down to like the senses, down to the playlist of the music that was playing. He designed all of this. And so they really were showcasing the hood, which, sorry, you didn't really see that. I think I did this in an actual vertical. Well, here we go up here. So yeah, so this is like the gold hood. They also have like a deeper graphite hood in another, I'll show you that here. And then he also had these refrigerators that were 96 inches tall, which, you just don't get paneled. Sorry, they were paneled 96 inches. The fridge itself wasn't. But, so if you're a designer or if you live in a home and you have like these, 12 foot, 15 foot, like high ceilings, the fridge, the normal fridges aren't really going to cut it in terms of scale. So Richard said, he's always thinking of scale and proportion, which as designers, that's what we need to be thinking about when we're designing a space for clients. So these are some statement range hoods at Monogram. And this sort of reminded me, I'm not a huge fan of this one specifically. It reminded me a little bit, very traditional, but Beauty and the Beast. But you can see how you can integrate this into, this is a fridge, and they integrated it into looking like a beautiful piece of furniture. So these are the 96-inch panel fridges in brass that you can see in behind are in the gold color. And then the other thing that Richard was talking about was, and you can see, if you can see here, maybe I can zoom in on it, on how large the, oh, sorry, I should make it this way now. That's going to mess it up, but on how large the hardware is. See how large, and it's in leather. And he said, I know some people might say, leather, what, in the kitchen? But he's like, think about it, your leather seats in your car, leather seats at your home, your leather handbag. A lot of things that we use are leather. And so I just thought that was really beautiful too, how that was wrapped in there. And he set up this whole table. I'm just going to make this small again so I can show you this, because it's really pretty impressive. And so, yeah, look at this table setting, like the bees, the plates with the honeycombs, all the gold. And look at this little place card holder. honeycombs. Like, how cute is that? It was just really stunning. Everything was just gorgeous, as you can see on this table. Richard does not mess around. He is a true professional, and I really love him. All right, here we are with Smeg. Smeg had such a fun showroom. I'm not sure of the quality of their fridges. If anyone can comment on that, I would love to hear, but I don't know the quality, but they're definitely fun. And here's a Snoopy one, which my sister actually really loved. We're doing her basement right now. It's in the middle of renovations. It's not going to quite go with the vibe, but she loves Snoopy. But you can see all the other colors here that we've got, and I'm going to show you here. So we actually use this here, which I have one here right in my hand. This is called the Data Color Reader Easy. This is how we match colors of items at the show. So there's a little, I can show you that, but there's a little flip on the back. You lift that up. You have to calibrate it first to your phone, and then you put that up against whatever cabinet or a color, a wall color, and then you hit the green button. And when you hit the green button, then it automatically will show up on your phone. And depending on what you've put in, whether you've put in that you want to see Benjamin Moore colors, or maybe Sherwin-Williams, or Farrow and Ball, or Deluxe, or Bear, I think there's a huge variety. It will best do its best to color match, get you into, you know, the color tone of what it is that of what you've just tried to color match there. So if you're out and about somewhere and you see something, you know, for example, that you really love the color of, or you see the walls at a friend's house and you've got this little handy dandy guy, you know, then you can put it in, make sure you calibrate it with your phone, and then you just tap it and it'll bring up some of the closest colors of color tones of that. The other thing with that though is, remember, I have to say this because, you know, it's my shtick, is don't just pick a paint color because you like a paint color at someone's house. If it doesn't relate to anything in your space, it's not going to work. Paint color is always chosen last. But this is a really fun tool. So we put this together and we had a little bit of fun with that. Not sure that's Smeg on the left, that's more green because that's my toaster color. I know that. And it showed up a little bit more blue. So it's not always 100% accurate, but definitely a very cool tool nonetheless. And then these are their smaller fridges. So in terms of color trend palettes, this is again just from the color reader, from going around and seeing different kitchen display setups, what we had seen, whether it be for cabinetry or appliances or in accessories, we color matched, and these were some of the colors you know, that we found. So some of these are definitely the Smeg fridges for sure. Polo blue, by the way, I have used Polo blue by Benjamin Moore, this dark one that was used actually in our bathroom downstairs and in my son's bedroom. No, laundry room in my son's bedroom, sorry. Which I have my laundry room to share with you. I just haven't shared it yet. Not enough time, people. And then here we have another set. So like this was from the I believe this was from the cafe setup that you saw, with it had the orange island and it had the Cambria Bentley countertop. You know, so some of those wall colors, this purple was also from that booth. So it's just very interesting to see sort of how they put different colors together. And this is sort of what we came up with for, you know, the color trends. All right, so some notable mentions and some not so hot finds. I have to have a little drink in my shake. All right, so if we are connected on Instagram, this is the latest reel that I've posted, so go check it out. You'll see a whole thing on this. I might actually have the video on the next slide. This was a stunning bathroom. There's my contractor calling me. Karen, do you have Sean's number? Can you just tell Sean I can call him back in like 10 minutes? So this is a bathroom that was showcased in the all new American Home. I mean, look at this stone, stunning, beautiful. You've got this, these are, I believe these are from Kohler, the double shower heads. There's jets on the wall. What I especially liked about this bathroom though, I love the light in the niche. I thought that was really nice. I thought it was a really nice feature, especially if you wanted to, you know, if you wanted to have a bath and you didn't want all of the lights on in this shower here, because it's got the continuous flooring and no curb at all. And the shower is in the same, the bath is in the same room as the shower. I thought that was lovely. And also if you can see the view just beyond the tub there, not too shabby. That's the Vegas Strip in behind there. So that was nice. Oh yeah, I do have a video. So let's just show you. So this you can also see with some pretty cool music, and in a longer form in on my Instagram at Claire Jefford. So make sure we're connected there. But really stunning. That stone is just beautiful. And I'm not sure if it's a porcelain. I don't, anyone else can comment on that. I'm not sure. But really, really, really lovely. Not too bad. I think I could live there. All right, so this was a bedroom. Just want to share the bedroom with you as well. The wallpaper that was behind it. What I sort of thought interesting, not sure that I loved it, not sure if it's necessary or a little bit over the top. We've got sconces as well as lamps. The other thing that I would say, and we're just doing this right now at a client's house, like literally I'm going after this, I'm going to go to my client's house and we're doing her bedroom right now. These switches, they're too close to the, because you imagine you're lying there in bed and you've got to, you're sort of almost reaching like right in front of you there. So you sort of want them a little bit off the wall, not off the wall, but a little bit of ways. So it's not so close there. So if you do end up doing light switches, but I don't know why you need pendants and lamps. So it was a little bit much in my opinion, but I would say one or the other, but and then yes, so this is the view from that bedroom. So this is actually this is the strip of Las Vegas right here. I believe that's the Stratosphere, and that's the down to the MGM Grand down there. So it really was striking. We didn't see in the day, but obviously there's a lot of other houses, and I believe this house was going up for $13 million. So if you have $13 million and you're looking to move to Las Vegas, this house could be yours. I mean, even the bathroom had his and her toilets, had a sauna, everything. Okay, so, listen to this. So I personally did not see this, okay? And I can't even tell you who does it. Someone else may know who's watching, and if you really want to know, I can definitely find out. But
Claire,
this
there was no sound on there. Sorry, when you played that.
Oh, you couldn't hear it?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Well, you could see it. Sorry. Yeah, I could hear it here. I guess it doesn't share through there, but basically this is a faucet that you would hang from the ceiling, and then you would pull it down, and then you have to use this this cylinder that he's got in his hand to change certain, I guess, I don't know if it's temperature or to change certain elements on it. But and then you saw him and he was pulling it, and so he's like, you could fill up a pot over here and you could do this over here. The verdict is out on that for me. I don't really know why you would want that. My friend said she could see her kids like wanting to fire hose each other with it. Like I'm not entirely sure that that's smart. I don't know. Would love to hear your guys' thoughts in the chat on that. But I mean, I think it must have its purpose. Maybe if could it be outdoor? I'm just thinking if it was outdoor, but I don't know. Again, just because something is different, it doesn't mean that it's better. But I could be missing something here because I did not go to that actual demonstration. Jason Wu Kitchen Collection, Brizzo. So Jason Wu is also a fashion designer. My sister was telling me he's the one who did her wedding dress. I remember seeing him at a show quite a few years ago with Corian products. But this is this new collection from Brizzo, and it's white, and I'm not a fan. It just doesn't, I don't know. I just think it would get really dirty. I mean, your sticky fingers all the time. I mean, I know I'm already wiping off chrome. So I don't know. For me, my friend said sort of reminds her of PVC, just like plastic. So not sure what you think about that. Nothing against Jason Wu, just didn't really love this. But I do feel again that this booth got a lot of traction because this mural in behind it, this gorgeous dark backdrop of this black gray with beautiful vibrant flowers on top of it. So people were drawn to the actual booth itself. But I think that this product leaves a bit to be desired. Not for me. And also just consider, like, if you're having a white kitchen, you got to make, or white tiles, you have to make sure that's the same exact white. And we all know that whites, so you're looking behind me, whites are not created equal. So I was not a fan of this. This was from Cambria. So as you can see, so it's a beautiful quartz. I have it on the countertop down here and over here, and then it's fluted here. So still seeing a lot of fluting, still seeing a lot of fluting, which also equals a lot of cleaning. So if you have a cleaning person in your home, then that might be good for you. And I don't really know if by this, again, like I feel like the beauty of the stone part of it is seeing the striations, like seeing the movement in it. And now we're adding this other element to it. I feel like it's just sort of like too busy. And this up here was a rough textured hood. Who's cleaning that? Like that is not something you can easily clean. This, yes, this is the normal like gloss, but this here, if you can see, it's textured and it's matte. And grease and on that, no way. So again, maybe it's just like because it sort of looked interesting. And I just think also, you know, you've got the hood that's that, then you've got the backsplash in there, that's that countertop, you've got the countertop here, it's on the island, it's on the front. Maybe they were just showing different things that they could do with it. I appreciate that, but it was just too much. And I think some of it is a little unnecessary. So, you know, try not to get caught up with like, oh, wow, that's new, that's cool. Is it cool? Is it actually cool? You know, so for these two things for me were wah. And that's it. Oh my gosh, I managed to keep that under 40 minutes. That is amazing for me. So once again, if you go stay connected, take the quiz, clairejefford.com. Love to see you guys there. Get your color quiz with your color palette. And if anyone has any questions, I'm going to stop the screen share. And Karen, we got 95 in the chat, but I'm sure that's a lot of people maybe just responding yes, no to some of my stuff. But if you can find any notable questions in there that anyone has. But yeah, the show is amazing though. I went to Interior Design Show in Toronto, you know, 3 weeks before, and God love us Canadians, but we got nothing on you Americans when it comes to trade shows and stuff. You guys really got it going on. Me and Catherine finished the IDS show in less than 2 hours. We were 2 hours like this. I could have been there 2 days, you know, so it really is pretty spectacular. The kitchen and bath industry show. If you're a designer, I think it's a must go. And it's going to be in Las Vegas, I believe, every year for the next 10 years, except maybe 1 year when they owe it back to Orlando from COVID. So, I mean, Vegas, kitchen and bath show, my husband came, like what's not to love?
Claire, Kathy would like to know, will fluting be a trend that we will be getting tired of?
I mean, I think so. Like I've been seeing fluting. I remember seeing it in the Princess Margaret Lottery Home with Brian Blustine 5 years ago, like pre-COVID. You know, I think it's interesting because it adds visually. It's an interesting visual and it adds some texture. But I've never had one myself. Like vanities, like that's a lot to clean. And yeah, we've been seeing it for just so long that usually that's an indication that, you know, it's probably on its way out, but we're still seeing it. And again, it's very subjective. Some people might be like, no, I just put it in and I love it. And that's great.
Your dishwasher, Claire, someone, Camille's wondering how you like it. Is it quiet?
So funny that you asked. Who asked me that?
Camille.
Hi.
Hi.
I wanted you to come to my place in Kitchener. It's too far.
Oh, I could come and just be for a whole day though. That's all.
That's okay.
So my dishwasher, it's funny you say that because I literally have a reel that Catherine and I just filmed this week and I haven't published it yet. And it's a double drawer dishwasher and it's from Fisher and Paykel.
Yeah.
Functionality, like in terms of like, does it work well? Yes, it works well. But I'm really on the fence about whether a double drawer for a family of 4. Now my son's in university, so there's 3 of us, but you have to use a dishwasher tab every time you use one of the drawers, you know, so we're doubling up on that. I'm not convinced that I think for a single person or maybe a couple that likes to do dishes a lot, I think it's a great option. But otherwise, I think if you have a family, you know, with at least 3 or 4 people, I think a full dishwasher is the way to go. Even Fisher and Paykel, I would definitely back them up. But the double drawer, it's something that they do in New Zealand a lot. And I was like, oh, this is cool. They do it in New Zealand. Again, just because it's different doesn't mean it's better. I don't know if it was better, but it functions really well. I do like the actual dishwasher, but not convinced I would do it again.
What's your thoughts on stainless steel fridge versus panel? Melissa's Clark is asking about that.
Yeah, I mean, well, we have paneled fridge. I mean, here it comes down to price. I mean, there's no doubt in my mind, panel looks better. I mean, it is definitely a sleeker, beautiful, it's integrated, it doesn't stand out. So it's a much more beautiful look, but there's only certain fridges, like not all fridges are panel fridges. So you have to buy a certain fridge that can adapt to that. And then you've got to have your cabinet maker, create the panels for that. And then you've got to buy hardware for it. So definitely it's an upgrade. I love it. I love the way my whole wall of cabinetry in my kitchen is like just all my cabinetry color, except for obviously my stove. But yeah, I love it. So if you have the money, I would say splurge. If you don't, then be like, okay, maybe next time.
What about wood paneling in the living room areas? Is that still a trend? Natalie Gould is asking about.
Yeah, like I think it's always nice to warm things up. I mean, it's so funny because when you first say wood paneling, my instinct goes to like, the basements, Karen, probably your basement and our old basement here, where we tore out all the wood paneling because no one wanted it, right? We drywalled and painted. But obviously now that's come a long way. Again, the look is like a lot of the the vertical lines, you're seeing that a lot of that in the modern homes, and it's really beautiful. Again, but it's cleaning, right? I mean, in between all of those slats, are spaces that you have to clean. But I think I think it's lovely. I think we've just done a kitchen design. As I said, I can do another one of these at some point to share that, where we've put walnut on the ceiling to cover up the bulkhead and then extend, make it more of a feature. And we've put it on one of the walls behind a banquette. Whether she goes for it, we're meeting on Monday. We're going to see exactly, lay out some more of the details of the design, fix them up. But I think it's great. I think again, it's about repeating. So, I mean, if you have that there, then you have some walnut shelves somewhere in your kitchen or somewhere else in the space. So again, it's got the flow. It's not just one thing of wood. It's kind of like, where did that come from? Right? It's got to be repeating. And just like when you do wallpaper, you're taking those colors from the wallpaper and you're repeating those colors, in the space, or a rug, as I mentioned before at the top of this, or artwork sort of thing, or fabrics.
Let's see here. I guess, did you cover the whole show, Claire? The whole show floor?
No, I didn't. Like it was really hard to sort of see every single thing. Like I said, especially since I had 2 events. One day was sort of even a dead day for me, because by the time we got there and then I talked to my 2 panelists that I was interviewing, we didn't really get to the whole thing, but we did cover quite a bit. But that's why I like, and I would suggest you guys go on Instagram. First of all, connect with me on Instagram at Claire Jefford. But secondly, put in search hashtag KBIS official or hashtag KBIS 2023. And so if the designers were hashtagging, using those hashtags, then you're going to see what was at the show, and you can just go through the feed, which I was doing that last night with some of the reels that my friends were posting. I was like, oh, I didn't see this. Oh, I didn't see this, So it's really hard to see, not nearly as big as High Point Market, furniture market, that a lot of designers go to in the spring and in the fall, but still pretty substantial show and pretty fun. It was just a good vibe. I think they had the most attendees there this year than they've had it was a record breaking. And again, people are just itching to get out now since we feel better after the pandemic.
Kay was making a comment there about 2 appliances to have tech problems. They said they had a Bosch that had to come to US from Turkey, and it was a PITA in 2021.
A PITA, as in a PITA, like a pain in the ass? Is that what she's saying?
Oh, that must be, I'm not familiar with that.
I'm not sure how it's spelled or how it's said. I've never used Bosch. I have heard that their dishwashers and their laundry are amazing, but I don't know. I actually don't know.
They are back ordered forever and a day.
Oh, hey, Anna.
Hi.
Hey.
They are back ordered. They're fantastic dishwasher, but we have clients that we ordered their stuff last spring and they have still not been delivered. Like we had to go keep the existing dishwasher, or literally we bought them a $200 dishwasher to hold them until the dishwasher comes. So all
Wow.
the
So
800 series, which is that's what usually most people like, are back ordered for over a year. At this point, I would recommend going with the Mila lower end. It's probably going to be about the same price and much probably the same quality, if not more.
it's good too. Yeah, that's got a good reputation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Anna. Anna, whose picture was featured, her kitchen on the building of KBIS and in the front.
That was
everyone-
crazy.
Lovely. Thank you.
Where do you recommend staying when you go to KBIS in Vegas again? And when is it coming back to Florida? Will it?
Okay, I'm not sure exactly of the year. It might be 2026, but don't quote me on that. I
Yeah,
don't
we
know
have
what
4
that's in my head.
years contract in Vegas. So we have
Yeah?
3 more years in Vegas. Yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard somewhere it was 10, but then 1 year in Orlando. So anyway, I'm not sure, but where to stay? I mean, we stayed at Treasure Island because that was sort of and it wasn't a bad hotel. Actually, we were joking ahead of time, but it actually wasn't bad. They've made some updates, but a lot of people stayed at like the Encore, the Wynn. If you're a designer and you book through the KBIS website, then you will get better deals. So, I was looking it, independently at first, and the prices were crazy. And then when I went through KBIS, we got like 5 nights at the Treasure Island for like just over $1,000 US, which I thought was pretty good. And like I said, and so just think about where you want to stay on the strip, right? I mean, it's nice to sort of be in that Wynn Encore, because the Wynn is also, the Encore is where they had the bash, which was a lot of fun. That's the club night, which, I don't know about you guys, but I don't really club anymore, right? And when I do, I would be like one of the oldest people there. So it's kind of nice now to go with your peeps and like everyone's the same age. So that was fun. But just think about where you want to stay on the strip, because if you start getting down like New York or MGM, like you're at the other end of the strip, and the Bellagio is also sort of down that way. But just sort of do your research and have a look. But I would say next year, if we can, we're going to try to stay at the new one called Conrad. There's like Conrad Hilton Resort World or something. And it's literally when you leave the convention center and you walk up the road to go to the strip, it's right at the end. And we were like, ooh, and we went in there and it's a beautiful hotel. So if it's on the list, that's definitely one that I'm going to look into for sure. So yeah, if you don't want to be getting Ubers and you want to be able to walk, and you might want to look at something up closer to that end.
And
Yeah.
most of the hotels, and most of the hotels that are on the KBIS list has shuttles. So you definitely want to stay in the hotel that have, because our hotel, we stayed at the MGM Park, the Park MGM, and we had shuttles to KBIS, and we also had shuttles to Market. So make sure that you're staying in the official hotels, and then you have shuttles back and forth everywhere. So that is really important. So then you don't have to deal with the Uber as
Also,
much.
I was there as well, and you should also consider the monorail. Certain hotels are on the monorail, and the shuttles are free, but the shuttle sometimes can be really slow because the traffic is so bad there. So that was one nice thing about the monorail. I think it was $5 a ride, and it's really fast. But wherever you go, you have to walk so far. If you haven't been to Vegas, every hotel you have to walk through the whole casino, like to get to like where you're going to the monorail or the shuttles. So wear gym shoes. I saw a couple women in heels, and I was hurting for them.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Yes.
Your feet do die. And I would say the monorail was really interesting too. We did that on the Friday because we stayed a couple extra days, and it was just sort of cool to see, sort of from a little bit from afar, see the strip and see what's sort of happening. You could see all of the golf course and behind the Wynn and the Encore, but yeah, good point. And yeah, I don't know why. I mean, I wore wedges both days, and even then my shoes were sore, but they take you through the casinos like that. There's no windows, there's no clocks. They purposely want you to stay in the casinos for a certain amount of time. I wish I could tell you I won, but I probably lost $300. Big spender, but it was fun. All right, I'm gonna have to,
Oh, there's just one question from Virginia. Is the Las Vegas market the same time as KBIS, and how would this work?
So this year it was, and maybe Anna knows if it is going forward, but this year it was literally like 2 days before, and it sort of ran also consecutively, which was really nice, because if you haven't been to High Point before and you're a little nervous about High Point, because it is really overwhelming, it's really big and it can be a little bit intimidating. My first market was Las Vegas market, and it was perfect. I did one of the tours, had a really great time. And then now they used to overlap more like this, but now this is the first time that it's happened again for a while. So great place to sort of hit two birds with one stone, going to the furniture show first, which I believe started on Saturday and Sunday, Monday, like those 3 days or so. And then, you're at the KBIS after that. So, but I don't know that it's always like that, especially when it's in Orlando. It's not, because it's always in Las Vegas.
So winter market looks like it's going to be January 28th. So it looks like is going to be coinciding with that first couple of days before KBIS starts.
So
I think they all found it
designers.
that they bring more people when they are together like that. KBIS is pretty late this year, so which is lovely because it's going to be a little nicer in Vegas and
little bit warmer.
little warmer. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
and the International Builders Show, IBS, as that's
Right.
known, is also runs at the same time. So if you're interested in that, that's a lot of I didn't go in that this year. I've been in that before, but it's all, to me, it was like a lot of windows, doors, HVAC, heating, obviously more builder stuff. But if you're interested in that, I know my one friend designer, Sherry Bruno, she came with her contractor, so they hit both. I'm gonna have to go, everyone. Sorry, I'll take one more question, but I gotta go because I gotta go check on, I got a site visit.
Yeah, Sonia was wondering,
Have
is this
fun.
market similar to High Point in North Carolina?
Is Las Vegas market similar
Yeah.
to High Point?
Mhm.
I mean, the idea is the same, because it's a furniture show, but it's a much smaller scale. High Point is literally, when you go there, you're going to realize that all of High Point is basically catered towards the show. Like, it's all catered towards the 2 shows that happen per year for the designers. So, as I said, I would definitely recommend Vegas first, especially if you're thinking about going somewhere like next year. Do Vegas and do KBIS at the same time. Take a week. Flights are also get delayed depending on where you're well, not even depending. I mean, I've had to de-ice the plane before in Pearson, Toronto, when we've left, but other people were getting delayed. And if you're getting connections, so do allow yourself, I would say, some time either before or after in case you do get delayed, because one of our friends got delayed, so she missed an entire day of KBIS. But yeah, I definitely recommend KBIS, Las Vegas market if it's your first time going. And either way, if you do go to High Point, it's amazing too, but have a tour or have a plan, because otherwise you will get lost and feel overwhelmed, or have friends that you can meet there. All right, you guys, thank you so much. Feel free to DM message. Thank you everyone for coming. This was great. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon. Love you, leave you. Have a great weekend. Cheers.